Raise your hand if you have ever said, just add one Maggi to the soup. If you have said that, you are not alone, but then you are not entirely correct. Because in Nigeria, when people say Maggi, they are not entirely referring to this brand made by Nestle, but then they are referring to any seasoning cube, whether it is Onga, Terra, Soupy, Knorr, Royco, or even the unbranded ones. So how did this happen? How is one brand called Maggi taking the entire glory for almost all the delicious food that is being cooked in Nigeria? I will share everything in this video, so watch out.
Maggi.
This is called proprietary eponym. It is when one brand becomes so dominant, widely used and trusted that people start using that brand name to describe all other brands in that category. And it is also happening in other industries. For example, most people call all instant noodle brands Indomie. They even call all diapers brands Pampers, and they call all detergents brands Omo. And this is not just unique to Nigeria, it's also happening to some of the biggest brands in the world. Like for example, people no longer say adhesive bandage, they said Band-Aid. They no longer say search, they say Google it. And the list goes on and on and on. You can even drop one of them in the comments. And that is how you know that a brand have entered culture, that the brand is no longer a product, it's now part of a language. There are 5 secret strategies that top brands like Maggi have used to become household names, and I'm going to share them with you. And the last one is very crucial, so stay with me.
If perfection had a taste, it would definitely be Maggi Jollof.
The first strategy is simple: be the first and be the loudest. Maggi had the first mover advantage. They were one of the first seasoning cube brands in Nigeria. For Indomie, they were not the first food brand in Nigeria, but they were the first in the instant noodles category in Nigeria. So you need to find a way to be the first in a particular market, or you create a new category and be the first in that category. Next, you need to stay consistent with your brand name and look. For example, paracetamol and Emzor. Emzor paracetamol made sure that they stuck with their blue pack for so long that almost every Nigerian thinks that all paracetamol brands must come in that blue package. So you need to stay consistent with your brand name and your brand look, because consistency builds a strong connection between your product and your target audience. Then make sure that you educate the market. Don't just let people call your brand name. Always remind them of the category. Indomie does this very well. In all their adverts, they say Indomie instant noodles. Coca-Cola also does this very well. Even though most people refer to their products as Coke, they always emphasize Coca-Cola in all their brand communication. This will help your brand name not to become too generic and lose its meaning. And then make sure you keep telling your brand story, because the moment people forget what makes your brand unique, your competitors will start riding on that your brand unique name, and they will use it to their own success. You can also create a sub-brand or a product line to reinforce and strengthen your brand name. For example, Indomie chicken flavor, Indomie onion flavor, Indomie pepper soup flavor. You see that each of those products still mention the name Indomie. And that is how your brand can become an household name and own culture. So if you are building a brand, always remember this. The goal is not to be famous. The goal is to build a brand that will be remembered for what you own. Because once people start calling every brand name in your category by your brand name, that means you have won the culture. You are living rent-free in their head, and you have shaped how they live their lives. So once again, tell me, do you call all seasoning cube Maggi? Let me know in the comments. Until my next video, go brand it.